I'm convinced that it's better to know nothing than to know everything and feel like crap. Episode 3, Unscripted Adventures. How are you, everybody? On this Tuesday evening, 10:37 p.m. Remember back in the day, do you know where your children are? It was on a few minutes before 10, I think on Channel 5. I mean, when I was a kid, 50 years ago. Now it would be, do you know who your children are? So, unscripted. Yeah, most of my shows are unscripted, but for now, let's just make believe they're not. And I thought that I'd say hi to you, come on and talk about a couple of things. One, my friend Al, which came on the other night, you know Al from All Horse Racing All the Time, dear friend of mine, great racing channel, great horse enthusiast, great handicapper. Well, he had suggested a couple of movies for me to watch because he knows I'm always looking out for a good movie. And he gave me The Butterfly Effect with Ashton Kutcher about 23 or 24 years ago about kind of like time travel, but every time he tries to save someone, it's worse than it would have been if he just left it alone. Really good movie, hard to grasp. It's a movie you'll definitely think about for quite a while after the credits roll and it's over. But it was really good. I watched it today. And I watched another movie tonight, little before scheduling this show, Marty with Ernest Borgnine. It's an older movie, probably mid 50s. And he was just a 34-year-old, schlubby looking, down on his luck guy, lived with his mother. All his siblings were married. He was the only one not. And he'd go to these dance clubs and always fail. And was a nice guy. He was a butcher looking to buy into a store that he'd been working in for years. And the owner was going to take off and follow his kids to California and sell the shop. And it was really good. And I like those movies because I go back to a time when it was simpler. Now, I wasn't around in the 50s, but it seemed like such a simple time. I mean, the wants. I bet you if you had a beautiful television set, those 2-in-1 Victrolas, big cabinet piece in the living room, wood, Formica, Magnavox used to make them. Hey, Mitch, I remember my parents had one, and you could play your hi-fi. Now, the problem was if your parents were always in the living room watching television, when were you going to play your records? But I remember having one of those. I was about 7 or 8. And I'll tell you, it was a piece of the living room furniture. And I'm even going back to the 60s now, late 60s, not even the 50s. Life was just so simple. Life was simple. We didn't want for much because there really wasn't much to want for, right? There were no computers and cell phones and cable. And who had season tickets to your favorite ball club? That was for the aristocrats, right? You didn't have them. Probably no one you knew, if you came from a worker bee type neighborhood, had season tickets. We didn't relate to that. If you were a big shot at 13 or 14, you had your own phone in your room, not your own phone number, but an extension. This way your parents didn't have to hear you. Then when you got a little older, you actually got your own phone line. I remember getting my own around 17 or 18. You had your own phone number. You had your own answering machine. Codaphone was the one I had on there. and you waited for the series of beeps, put a code in from the phone, and you could play back your messages. Um, but back in the day, there really wasn't much you wanted. You wanted to be able to go out on the weekends, have a few dollars in your pocket. If you were dating, I remember in the late 70s when I was dating, I was in my teens. A movie was probably, I'm guessing now, I don't remember, but a movie was 325 for an adult. Popcorn, I don't know, but I know for $10 you were able to go to the movies. Absolutely. Now, forget about it. I went to the movies to see Wicked a few weeks ago. Cost us $90. The tickets were about 23 or 24 each. Popcorn, 12 or 13 with the drink. God forbid you want some candy. It's incredible. It is really incredible. Do you realize that you could pay probably for that? Let's just say that you spent $60 because you didn't do too much. You shared a popcorn, it cost $65. Do you realize you could have like 4 or 5 streaming services in your house for that? You could probably have Netflix and Hulu. I have them all. I don't know what I pay for them because it's on the credit card at the end of the month. But I know I have Paramount and Hulu, Disney, BritBox, I think, the British one, um, Apple TV. Oh, I can't even remember. There's so many of them I have, probably 7 or 8. I mean, if I can't find it, I don't need it. Can you imagine, like, you're scrolling through and scrolling through? I can't find anything to watch. Anything to watch, you got 30 million movies in front of you. It's incredible. It's like staring at the dictionary, every page, and saying, "I can't find a word." It doesn't really make sense. But nowadays, life is so complicated, and I really do believe that if we went back and uncomplicated our lives, if we took the cake out of the oven after 40 minutes when it was golden brown and the toothpick was up, and if you stripped it down and were able to take the eggs out and the quarter of a cup of oil and the this and the that and the butter and just, I don't need that really. How simple life would be. It really would be. We complicate our lives and then we wonder why we're so stressed out. We have a nice car. It's expensive to insure. I have 3 cars that cost me almost $9,000 a year in car insurance. I'm being serious. Car payments, wear and tear. I remember in the 80s, the oil change was $12.99. It's like $100 now, right? Did salaries go up 10 times? No, because in 1988, I was making about $28,000 a year, and that would mean I'd be making 280,000 today for that same job. No. So you see, it's morphed irresponsibly, finance. And you don't see kids having a good time outside themselves. I remember as a teenager in the 70s, you'd have to wait on the baseball field for a pickup game. There was always a team waiting. That team played the winner of the game that was going on, and then you played them. You might have to wait an hour to get into a pickup game. Yeah, now you go to the baseball fields. Well, now, good luck with the snow, but it's all organized, little leagues and stuff. Oh, how are you, Craig? How are you? Yeah, a little overtime tonight. I was bored. I wanted to say hi to everybody. I'm just talking about prices. It's just incredible, Craig. The Whitestone multiplex is expensive. Hey, Frank, you go there and you got to leave a semen sample to get 2 popcorns. It's incredible. And don't get me wrong, I still love the movie experience. I do. And that's partially because I just like going out. There's only so much I can sit in my house. Now, full disclosure, I'm bipolar. I know it's unbelievable, Greg. I'm bipolar. So I need to be always, things need to be accessible. And I talked about this with Mitch. Mitch doesn't drive anymore. Not that he can't, he can, but he gave up his car because he had a health issue last year, and it was his medical bills were high, and he wasn't driving, so to pay that 600 a month or whatever. Really, I believe that. I definitely believe that, and I need the accessibility. I could have to pee my brains out right now, but I need this cup of water here, knowing that I'm not going to have it, just in case I want it. Having a car for me sometimes is like the kid who it's 8 degrees and a blizzard and wind outside, and you're 9 years of age, and none of your friends are out, and you didn't want to go outside anyway. If your mother said, you drop that, you're not going out, you're punished. All of a sudden, you want to go out. You weren't going out, but that you can't now. I want to go out. I want to get, I don't know, Wizard of Oz look good. I want to get swept away, something like that. I want the alternatives, the options. And having that option is half the battle won. Do you know when I was in college, you would think you'd think about getting good marks, which I did. Think about how your life has changed. You're not going to be reminded every second about the syllabus when they give you the syllabus September 10th, and on there already you have November 1st. Your first big report on chapters 1 through 8 is due. The professor might remind you the week before. Don't forget, it's on the syllabus. Anybody that needs a reminder. But in high school, every 3 hours, over the intercom with the prayers. Remember, Vin, the homework's due tomorrow. It's crazy. You learn to think like an adult in college. See, college teaches you how to think. College does not prepare you for the world. You know what prepares you for the world? The world. Going out, being late, and getting fired. That's what prepares you for a job. Not your professor saying, you better do well because this could happen. So it teaches you how to think. You know what I liked about college? I swear to you that I could get up, pack my books, and walk right out of the class. Now, the professor may very well say the next day or that day, walk over toward the door when you're walking out. Is everything okay? I was an adjunct. A couple of times I would tell my students were graduate students, so they were in their 20s and 30s. They worked the full day. I'd say, do me a favor, keep your phones on buzz. I don't want a breaking thought process here. People are trying to concentrate. But if someone scurried, you could see when a woman just all of a sudden, I'd say, everything okay? Yeah, my babysitter didn't get there or something like that. But I knew that I could just get up anytime I wanted and walk out. You can't do that in high school. They'll call your house, right? You'll get a 3-year bid. They drive you crazy in high school. And forget about junior high. Junior high, it's your job to try to get away with as much as you can. Junior high teachers know that. See, it's like a mouse in a trap. You're the mice who kind of know where the trap is so you can get away no matter how much cheese or caviar is on there. The teacher's always moving the trap to try to get you. They know that. You're 14, 15. You think you know everything. You're supposed to hate your parents. That's your job. So they know that they can catch you because you get cocky. Because once you haven't gotten caught for a while, what happens? The bartender that steals $10 a night doesn't get caught when she steals the $10 a night. When she's got a car outside newer than the owner and they're missing 300 a night is when she gets caught, not the $10. He don't give a shit because he knows you're stealing $10. You don't think bartenders know that bar owners know you're taking money? Those years were the best, and I didn't appreciate them. And I did okay in school, but I did well. But knowing what I know now, just you didn't have to worry, Craig, about anything. What I worried about, mousetrap, remember? I worried about where I was going on a Friday or Saturday night. That's what I worried about. I didn't worry about, oh, maybe if that girl was going to cancel that I asked out and she said, yeah, talk to you Saturday. Yeah, I might have wondered, oh, I hope she doesn't cancel out. Something like that. I got lucky. Most of them didn't. I had a few, but that's what you'd worry about. You're worried about your final Monday, when you rolled out of bed Monday morning. That's when you're worried about it. Do you know how many times in the bathroom, sitting on the bowl, I finished up an essay in school for first period? More than the alternative. Yeah, I did my best work from the throne. I did. And it was easy. Life now is just so hard. First of all, prices are crazy. Married at 21, 3 kids from 24. Survivor brother? Well, I don't get that, Craig. I married our 21, 3 kids, our 24 survivor brother. Retype that. Oh, at 24, left school in 10th grade. Oh, at 24, left school in 10th grade. Oh, married at 23. Oh, okay. I thought you said at 23 years of age you left 10th grade. I was going to say, what do you live in the Bronx? So it's a tough thing. Oh, okay, Craig. Wow. That's pretty responsible. Wow, that's something. You got that Bronx reference, I see. And I was being nice. It's 28. But, I look at it and I say to myself, oh, I forgot to put Colby. You never met Colby. You never met Colby. I lost my dog 4 weeks ago. Yeah, I did. My best little friend. And a few days before he passed away, I had him on here. It was, I think, January 8th. And I put this up. You're going to check this out. This was a day before he passed away. I don't know why I do this to myself. I just want to torture myself. But this is a day before he passed away.
Hi, everyone. How are you? Colby wanted to say hi to you. This is probably going to be the last time Colby will be on here with me. So we just wanted to say that thank you. You always made him feel great when he was on the shorts, and he loves you like I do.
He passed away the next day. And this is his little urn. One of them. There you go. So those are the things. Two Shih Tzus. I have he was I had a Shih Tzu. We have a lot in common, Craig. We really have such a lot in common. Oh my God, really? You bit him, Frank. Shih Tzus are it's rough. It's over a month now, and I have to tell you, it's really really tough, Craig. It really is. I've acclimated myself that I may get another one. My son wants another one. Not yet, but yeah, Shih Tzus are adorable. They run the house. They really do. They're the boss, and he was great. And God bless him. I miss him. So, oh, okay, great, Craig. I'll answer it when I get off here. So, I always love to meet great people, and I could tell we have a lot in common, Craig, which you had said earlier. And that's one of the great things about YouTube. I don't make any money on here. I never hawk people. I used to have 150, 200 people in my chat when I first started. That mob tube thing, everybody was screaming and ratting each other out. I didn't want that. That wasn't my cup of tea. So I did this where I'd have minimal, but they'd be friends, where I would actually know people in my chat. And that was important to me because I think it's important to be able to go somewhere where, how could people go on a show or go listen to a show that is screaming and screaming and screaming and then like unwind after that? I don't get it. I really don't. I don't get it. Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. It has been entertaining. I admit it, it is. But like it's entertaining not for 5 years, maybe a couple of weeks. Because after a while you see it's WWE. It's all full of shit. But the adventures in your life. One person might do something that you would think was nothing. And one person that might be the world to them. It depends how you look at it. And some people have a very busy life. They have a crazy existence. They've done a plethora of things that maybe you wouldn't dream of. Yeah, Craig, I don't have the patience. There's too much to do. Real stuff to do. You know, if you want to annoy yourself, you can annoy yourself with real things, not someone else's problems that you don't know if they're bullshit or not. But I just like to unwind. And when I come on here, I do. I do. It makes me feel like I'm just, it is too short. It is. And we see that. We see it's too short, right? We even lose our pets. You would think it's kind of like food, where what are the odds that every single thing that you love would be bad for you? Right? How come fried chicken didn't fly under the radar and that's like broccoli? I love doing a show. I find it very therapeutic. I do, Craig. I think that it's good for me because it's like I'm sitting here with a bunch of my friends, and we all have not the same, but similar issues. The major issue, which is life. And all of us go back and forth with it. And some of us are much better at handling things than others. Some of us really just freak out at the sight of anything. I know people I have in my life that can't handle anything. Like if Con Ed was supposed to come at 2 and now they're coming at 4 o'clock, my God, you would think they just got diagnosed with something. You know, they can't get off their regimen. It's incredible. I'm the kind of guy that at 7 o'clock at night, I would decide to fly to Vegas at 10 o'clock. Get everything I can, throw it in a bag, and run to the airport. That's me. That's my personality. Is that a good way to be? Probably not. Has it gotten me in trouble, that mode of thinking? I'm sure it has. But that's me. And you make a lot of memories living like that. Also, you make a lot of memories that aren't great. But I've had a full life. Yeah, I'm very sporadic. I I'm not a big planner. I can if I have to, but for the most part, and there you go with having a car outside. That's a perfect segue into it, Craig. I need the possibilities. I need the buffet table, even though I know I'm just going in for a cup of coffee. I want there to be 90 tray stations set up, food station. I just want it. I know I'm not having anything. I just want it in front of me. And I need a car outside just to hop in right now if I wanted to fill the car up with gas so I don't have to wait online tomorrow and throw the Beatles CD. Well, I have, Apple Music, the Beatles station series and stuff. Just for 20 minutes, stick around, get the car washed, which is a few blocks from me, and just sit in my driveway. Yeah. Yeah. Remember when company used to come over? Wasn't a big thing. People didn't get announced like the king, right? The Russos are now here. You didn't have that. Someone knocked on the door. Oh, you home? If you didn't think I was home, what the fuck you ringing the bell for? I used to love when people call me. Hello? Oh, what are you doing home? If you didn't think I was home, what you calling me for? Right? Your mother always had an Entenmann cake. Entenmann's could have been the company could have closed 15 years ago, and your mother. Oh, I knew I had this crumb bun. Right? There was always cake and you never ran out of coffee. Never ran out of coffee. You know what? I did run out of. I use half and half. I started half and half when I was diabetic, and I went on the Atkins diet. You can't use milk, but you can have half and half. I ran out of it. I was going fucking nuts, and I'm a guy. I mean this. I lived in an address for about 16 years. I knew a couple of next door neighbors, and that's only because there was a gas leak and everybody ran out of the house. But meanwhile, I saw the neighbor in Disney World where there's a million people. I don't want to know my neighbors. I don't give a shit about my neighbors. But the guy next door doesn't share a common driveway, but he's right there, and I see him. Nice guy. Pedo HQ USA. I don't know what that means, but you're gone. So, right, they always had a cake. They always had anything you needed. And they'd stay and they'd stay and they'd stay. And you didn't care. You didn't care. Your friends used to call for you. Remember, I'm older than you guys. Yeah, I'll call for you tomorrow. What are you getting called in to get whacked? What are you going to call for you? Right? You rang your friend's buzz. You coming out? You scream up at the window. Yeah, there was always a cake in the house just in case. Cake in the house was like milk in the house when you didn't drink it if snow was going to come. Always had to have cake in the house. As long as your mother knew someone who was still alive, that they were able to knock on your door or ring your bell, she'd have to have cake in the house. Absolutely. Totally agree with you. That's the way it was. Now, my mother, I don't think she gave a shit about entertaining, to be honest. But really, as long as the body, and even if they kind of just died yesterday, your mother, just in case, it's like you go into the store and your mother's buying you your wardrobe for school, right? Try it on. Does it fit? Does it have? Ma, it's a hat. That kind of thing. And it was unbelievable. It was just too much. It was just too much. But yeah, back in the day, your mother threw you out of the house after breakfast. And if she didn't hear sirens at 8 o'clock, she might call out the window, "Where are you?" Right? But you went out. You might have come home for lunch. Depends how far away you were. And that was it. I remember I used to leave in the morning, come home for dinner. That's what we did. Yes. Hey, G. Yes, Craig. It's like, for me, it's like a buffet table being bipolar. I'm having a cup of coffee or buying a bottle of water, but I want to see, is the food ready? Oh, you want to eat? Sir? No, I just want the bottle of water. I just want to make sure it's ready for everybody else that's hungry. That's the way I am. I want to know that in the next 3 minutes, which I can change moods 4 times in 3 minutes, bipolar. I want to know. I want to know that I could say, screw this water, give me a chicken parmesan to go. That's the way I am. So, yes, having a car, it's big in my life. It's big in my life. I'll tell you something. I'll show you this. My car, I have 3 cars, so I had to park it in a spot that wasn't good, right? Well, I'm gonna show you what my car looked like, Craig, because you're a newbie to the channel, and everyone probably saw these pictures already. I had to park on Woodhaven Boulevard. It cost me $350 to get it dug out. That the guy that does my house said, "Vin, honestly, you took pictures. If I would have known this, I wouldn't have done it. Not even the money. I just wouldn't have done it." He said it was just too much. Where the hell is it? I can't stand they made changes to the iPhone now. It's goddamn. I'm seeing pictures from when I'm 11 years old that I never even took. You see pictures on here, you never even took the picture yet. Where the hell are the regular? I just want the regular pictures. Hidden pictures, deleted, duplicates, this, that, illustrations. I've never taken an illustration. What's an illustration? I can't even find the pictures I want anymore. I just want my regular pictures. Where are they? Memories, create a movie. Wait, this is why I can't even find the pictures I want. Yes, Craig is, G. He really is. Um, yeah, it's gonna drive me crazy now. Where the hell are my pictures, damn it? I just want my regular pictures. Where are they? Not memories, not pinned. Pictures. Albums. Sort by oldest first, newest first. You know what? I bet you I could write snow on here and it'll come up. Black snow. Yeah, it came up. This was my car, Craig. That, if you can see it, where this goddamn thing. Hold on. This stupid banner out of here. That's me. There was like 4 feet of snow. in front of my car. If I asked you, do me a favor, bury my car in so you can't see anything, you couldn't have done as good a job as that. All right, I'm going to put me on. My room's a mess here. You're going to have to excuse me. Looks like shit, but we're all family here, so it don't matter. Okay. Can you see it? That's my car, and that's all the snow in front of it, straight down the street. It was terrible. Unbelievable. Where was I? There we go. So, yeah, it was terrible, Craig. No, it's not a huge group. I used to have a better group, more people, but I don't have now. I have better people, even if they're five, and I get some people on the replays. But I just enjoy it. I have really good friends here. Now, yeah, Craig's a good guy, G. And we have a lot in common, and he doesn't live far from me. So yeah, and I heard we're getting a snowstorm Sunday. I went to the bodega. Someone said 9 inches. I heard "I poppy." Someone screamed out. It's supposed to be like a foot of snow or something Sunday and Monday. Unreal. I have to find a spot. Either that or I'll get a tune up, an oil change, a bunch of things, and I'll leave it in the garage for 3 days. Oh, you've been watching me for years? Really, Craig? I never knew that. So you're the one. But yeah, I love this. No, yeah, I've had enough too. I've had enough too. I like snow. Now, if it were Christmas week, I'd be okay with it, but not now. But it says we're getting at least 7, I think it said. I'm looking for Saturday. Here's Sunday. It says 4 to 5 inches precipitation, and then Monday 6 to 8. Yeah, 14, 15 inches. That's pretty scary. Yes, yeah, Craig's a good guy. He really is, G. We're gonna get together for coffee or something. He's probably 9 miles from me, 8 miles, 20-minute ride. Um, but yeah, you know what, Craig? I don't think this one's gonna miss either. I think this is gonna be a 12, 14-inch storm. I do. I'll tell you why. Because when you only have a couple of storms for the year, but they're big ones, they're usually not wrong. When every 4 days they're telling you 1 to 3, 11 to 20, they're wrong. When there's 2 or 3 for the year, they're usually right. Regal Park. Do you know who lived over here, which I never knew? Down Alderton Street, I think it was. Uh, I'm older than you. Uh, Jim Gordon, the old Ranger announcer, lived like 5 blocks from me. I'm not far from the Forest Hills Tennis Stadium, a few blocks. Yeah, well, Gina, you may get a lot in Jersey. Let's see what they're saying for Jersey. Near the shore. Let's see. Uh, 4 to 5 inches Sunday for you, and partly cloudy, 75. No, I'm kidding. And Monday, oh my God, Gina, you're getting a foot of snow Monday. Holy shit. I'm being serious. You're getting a little less Sunday and more. It must be going out that way. Oh, okay, Craig. I dated a girl in Morris Park when I was young. When I was young, 300 years ago. Yeah, I'm a mile from the mall. I'm near the sausage truck on Woodhaven, near the cemetery. Not far. Uh, yeah, I have a feeling, Craig, and you heard it here. This is going to be much worse than the last storm. Last storm, within an inch, they were right. They said we were going to get 10, 11 inches. They were right everywhere. Angelo's, yeah. Angelo's, if you go across the street, you'll see my common driveway. Yeah, and there's a hot dog guy there too. Angelo's is unbelievable. Angelo's caters parties. They got good stuff. They've been there for a long time. I asked him what the permit was. You wouldn't believe what he pays a month to be there. And I think he was telling me the truth. They cater parties, a lot of corporate events. They cater. I I didn't meet the older guy. I met the younger guy. I think one of the sons works there. Yeah, gee, I hope also. I looked where you live, which is surprising. But yeah, long as you're safe, doesn't really matter. Long as we're safe, who cares? I think it was 14, but incredible. But he makes a ton there. He has every sanitation worker. He has everybody that works um, at the cemetery. What a spot that is. But now, even during the snowstorm, can you imagine? He couldn't be there during the snowstorm. Think about it. For 7, 8 days, he loses a lot of money because he's still paying that permit. These halal trucks, yeah, they break their ass. They do. Well, that truck is probably a buck 60, buck 80. Has a generator. It has a lot of stuff in it. But it's great, the stuff. Gee, there's a truck, Angelo's, but it's a catering truck. When I come see you, I'll bring you and your friend, a couple of us, if you like them, those heroes. Hey, Mitch, I'll bring you a couple. Yeah, I remember, Frank, I was in 1998. I went to Las Vegas. I've been to Vegas, no exaggeration, 60 times. I went there. There was almost like a hail rainstorm. They closed the tram, they closed the airport. The electric went out in the Mirage. They weren't prepared for it. But yeah, and I have to teach next week. I'm off this week. And it'll be rough because Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Yeah, there's sausage and pepper. And then they have the what is it? The chicken with the white cream sauce. It's unbelievable. They have good stuff. They have good stuff. And it's reasonable. I think the hero's $11 something, but it's worth it. It's really worth it. I'd run across the street and get it. Always a line. But I'll give him a call on his cell and tell him I'm coming over. He gets it ready for me. But and a good thing, actually, something which I was going to do. Thank God I didn't do it now. They keep up my car's leases up in a few months, and they're calling me now. Bring it back early. We'll give you $1,500 credit. All this shit. So I'm going to get into a new one. I don't know what I'm going to get yet, though. This is a Nissan Altima. I have a BMW, and I have a Ford Fusion 2017 that has like 40,000 miles on it. It rides better than both those cars combined, I swear. But I might get the Lexus truck. I might get an SUV. I had an SUV for a long time. Haven't had one for like 12 years, 15 years. I had a Ford Explorer, had a Grand Cherokee, had a Blazer like in 2000, 2001. Oh, God bless you, Craig. Thank you for coming in. I'm so glad we met. Um, but yeah, it's it's crazy, and I just look at it and everything has changed. Gina, this world has changed so much. It really has. And I'm not even talking about the politics, just, well, but that has changed things, but everything is so crazy. It's like unrecognizable. Like I really hardly recognize anything. And I'm a pretty liberal thoughted guy, put it that way. So I'm okay with change. I might not want it, but I'm okay with it. I understand it. I don't make believe it's not happening. But I mean, everything is so crazy. I'm gonna hit you up definitely, Craig. Um, it's just unbelievable. And you try to make some sense out of it. And maybe you're better off not. Maybe you're just better off not having the answers because they'll just annoy you. Maybe you're better off saying, all right, that's what it is. And get up and shovel. Don't cry about the snow all night. Get up and say, all right, can't do anything about it. That's what I tell Mitch. Mitch wants a car. It didn't work out for him of late. So you deal with it. Is it the worst thing in the world not to have a car for the rest of your life? No. Especially if you have other means to get around. Is it a perfect situation? No, not by any stretch, especially when you're used to being independent. But there are other things that are more important. But to him, it's very important. It's like him being bipolar, as Nicolas Cage would say, but not. He wants the thought process to be where I could just walk out in my car 3 o'clock in the morning, just say hi, and go back inside. Right? He just wants it there. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with wanting that security. And people sleep with their favorite blankies. You don't have to tell me if you do, but right? When you're a kid, stuffed animal. Right? The stuffed animal will protect you from the boogeyman, but your father can't. Right? Things don't make sense. But you have to live with it. You have to live with it. And you say, you know what? God gave me other things, gave me some relationships that are good. I'm not the healthiest person in the world, but God might have given me a little more health than I thought originally I was going to have when I got diagnosed, right? We do things to make ourselves feel better. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But whatever the case is, we're all in this together, right? That's the bottom line. So as I always joke around with Mitch Monday, I'll call him, aren't you happy you don't have a car today? When you got to spend 400 to dig out? But I'm going to park somewhere good Saturday and not move the car. I'll be smart this time. Everyone, thank you for coming in. I truly appreciate it. And have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday, hump day. I should buy cards for hump day. I know you lost me. What do you mean lost me? It's happened, but it's usually me losing me. But you guys have an amazing night. Have a great hump day. And I'll probably see you tomorrow. Good night, everybody. Thank you, Mitch.